Ice climbing to a huge degree is about confidence and how you approach your purchase on the ice. When you're walking downhill, stomp your foot and have faith. You know that it's going to hold you, and it's pretty easy to get to that point. Okay, all you got to do is learn the things, learn the pitfalls, learn where you're going to mess up, learn the things that are going to make you mess up, and the situations where you're likely to. The biggest one is when you're scared and when you're afraid, because that will totally hose you. Fear makes you seize, fear makes you stop, fear makes you do the things that that aren't good for you, basically. The last thing you should be doing is what you do when you get scared. And it's just like skiing. You get scared, what do? You lean into the hill. That's totally what you don't want to do. You know, so it's one of those things you have to be aware of. Okay. Okay. So the way that totally hoses you is when you get scared, you lean into the hill. Watch what happens to my points when I get scared and I lean into the hill. When you lean into the hill, you bring your knees in, and your knees make your feet go that way, and your points get to where they're going to shear out, okay? So if you're ever nervous on a piece of ice, and you have no recourse but to cope, the easiest way is to set your feet like this. Same thing, balance. Your weight is balanced on these back points. Yeah. The back of your boot is digging into your Achilles tendon, and you just sit down. And then you get really stable because your center of gravity is right over your things, and you can rest like this, okay? Another thing on ice like this that's going to really mess you up is taking a big step. Okay? Watch what happens when I take a big step and cross over like this. As I transfer my weight to this foot, this one starts to fail. If it fails before I'm completely balanced on this point, then I go for a slide, okay? So short little steps. I find that on this stuff, what's almost easiest is a rocking back and forth motion like this. Rather than crossing over or shuffle, sort of a rock, or just a shuffle, or if it's not so steep, then you can cross over and just kind of walk, being aware of your points catching on each other, keeping your feet further apart than normal, kind of walking like you got a pooper in your nappies, you know, you sort of like this, kind of like this. That's the way to go, right? Okay, so what we're going to do